Hey guys, welcome. For today's practice, we are going to focus on the 7 different ranges of motion of our spine. And I should say, we always do this in class, right? We're always moving in these different ways, but I think it can be helpful to look at what they are when broken down, and then to look at where we have balance, imbalance, where we have more range of motion or mobility on one side than the other. And then to look at how we build these pieces together to create a spine that's strong and flexible on our mat, but more importantly, off of our mat when we're trying to twist and bend and move in all these different ways, and that we have created this stability and suppleness through our spine. And so just start in whatever feels like a comfortable seat. I'm up on a blanket. If you want a little bit of height, we're going to do some seated poses to start with. If you have some blocks nearby, great. If not, no worries. We'll always work around that. And as you close your eyes, just settle into your seat. From that anchor of your seat, stretch tall through your spine. I often think about the best way to imagine this range of motion is like a string pulling you up from the top of your head. Right? This is called axial extension, and it's what starts to create the space in between the vertebrae. This is where, with just gravity and life over time, we can get a little bit more compression. Sometimes how we shrink as we get older. And so just as you sit here, find a spine that feels really tall, really long. And then often as we do that, we create a little bit more room for breath. So take breath. It's a little fuller, a little deeper. Use that to begin to anchor your mind into your body for your practice. And then do this with your breath. With every exhale, anchor down through your seat. Feel that connection to the ground. With every inhale, sit just a little bit taller. So you're creating a little bit more of that extension out through the top of your head. Exhale to root. Inhale to lengthen. Take just a couple more like that. And then keep that length in your spine and the connection to your seat. Walk your hands forward for a forward fold. You might come just a little bit forward. You might come down a fair amount towards your belly. You find the right range of motion for your spine, especially early in practice. Sometimes forward folds have a different feeling than when we do them at the end. And once you get into your forward fold, press into your hands. Press them down and forward to anchor your seat back. So you keep that firm connection and then stay long out through the top of your head. Sometimes our tendency in forward folds is to find just that rounding in of our back. It can get us a little bit further in the forward fold, but we lose the length in the spine. And then walk your hands back. Walk a hand on either side of your right leg. And then just press down into your right fingertips. Draw your ribs back. Stay long through your spine. And then twist and fold over your right leg. And just take a few breaths here. With each inhale, lengthen out through the top of your head. With each exhale, rotate your left ribs down towards your right leg. So that we're emphasizing that twisting range of motion through the spine. Walk your hands back up. Come back to center. Bring your right hand off to the side. Reach your left arm up and over. And here you can keep your fingertips as close in or walk them a little bit further away, just depending on that length through your side body. Stay anchored down through your left hip. Roll your left ribs up so that we're getting the side body more than the twist. And then reach all the way out through your left fingertips. You can bend your right elbow if you have a little bit more space there, or even prop it up on a block. And so we're starting to work through all those different ranges of motion. The length of the spine, axial extension, the forward fold, twist, and then side body. Each of those on each side, and we'll still get to back bending. And come on back up to center. Switch the leg that's in front, anchor through both sitting bones, and then start again just with that length in the spine. Root down through your seat, and then like the string drawing up through the top of your head. Keep that length as you walk your hands forward. You might have a little different range of motion side to side. That might here come from the hips, more so from the amount of forward fold. And sometimes we think about range of motion really is just related to flexibility of our tissue and of the soft tissue, but as much it can be from really the structure of our bones, right? That's what stops us in a pose, and sometimes even more so than the flexibility. Walk yourself back up and walk over one hand on either side of your left leg, press into your left fingertips. Use that just to pivot your torso into your twist. Keep that as you fold forward. You can just find the right amount of forward fold for you. And then roll your right ribs down towards the ground as you roll your left ribs up and away. And as we work with some deeper twists today, just always be sure you can have enough room still for breath, that you're not so deep in the twist that it becomes challenging to breathe. And then walk yourself back, come back to center. Take your left hand out to the side, reach your right arm up and overhead, side bend. And maybe walk your hand a little bit further out or closer, and bend your elbow. But as you reach up and over, root down through your left seat, left hip, and then roll your ribs up. And what we find sometimes too is that our bodies want to compensate. And if there's a little bit limited range of motion on one side, like in side bends, you'll find that if it takes a little twist, sometimes it feels like we can go deeper. But if we back out of the twist and isolate the side bend, then we're really affecting the tissue on that side of the body. Come on back up to center. Inhale, and then walk your hands forward. Come to tabletop pose. In tabletop, set up your firm foundation. To strengthen through your hands, spread out wide through your fingers, and then take a few rounds of cat cow. Inhale, belly down, look forward. Exhale, press your hands into the mat, draw your chin to your chest, round through your back. Just start to move through these with the rhythm of your breath. And so this takes us through back bending in our cow pose and the forward fold action of our spine in cat pose. So often when we do this at the beginning of practice to really warm up the spine and get those two directions of the spine moving maybe a little more fluidly. Sometimes that movement's a great way just to lubricate the joints. And then next time you come to cat pose with that rounded back, stay. Thread your left arm behind your right, come to rest on the side of your head. Keep your right hand there, walk it forward or wrap around. And then press down through the back of your left hand. Roll your right shoulder, right ribs up. And then tuck your outer right hip back. Sometimes the side body shortens there a little bit in the twist. And so the pelvis stays fairly level, and we start to bring that range of motion through the upper back. And so just notice as we practice today how things feel side to side through these different ranges of motion of our spine. We know it's not always balanced one side to the other, so just listen. Unwind, come back to center, take a round of cat cow. And then the next time again, you come to cat pose. This time, thread your right arm behind your left and come down to rest on the side of your head. And choose the arm variation for this side. And notice where your hips are here. Does it feel like you need to draw your outer left hip back at all?
Press down through the back of your right arm. Just roll your upper body into your twist here. Take a couple full breaths. Again, just make sure you have enough room for breath in the depth of your twist. Unwind, come back to center. And let's take one more round of cat cow in between. And come back to tabletop. From here, take your left toes off the side of your mat. Create that little kickstand. Walk your left hand forward just a little bit. And then roll onto left hand, left knee, and right foot. So that you have one long line from hand, knee, foot, and see if you can get your whole back foot down to start with. And then reach your top arm up and over. Really anchor down through your left hand to make your hand strong and roll the eye of your elbow forward to create a little more space in your shoulder. And then press down through the outer edge of your back foot, of your right foot. Let that be the tether point. As you stretch out through your right fingertips, so creating lots of lateral extension or side body length here. And then inhale, come all the way up, stand on your knee. Exhale, side bend over to your right leg. So reach up and over. So stay light through your right fingertips. We're just trying to collapse the weight down on there. But we're actually using a little strength of the side body now to help support the opposite side body opening. And so we work back and forth between some strengthening, some opening, a place where it feels stable and strong. And come on back to center, inhale, and then both hands down to your mat, exhale. Okay, same second side. So take your right toes off the side of your mat. You can even walk your right hand forward an inch or two, and then roll into right hand, right knee, left foot. Reach your left arm up and over. Strong through your bottom hand. Roll the eye of your elbow forward, and then anchor through your back foot as you stretch out through your fingertips. And then just notice what the chest wants to do here. If it's trying to cave in, collapse, stay open. So it feels like shoulders are square towards the wall in front of you. And then reach, stretch, create the space. And inhale, come all the way up. And then exhale over to your left. Good. Up and over. Stay light through your fingertips, but anchor down through your foundation. And you might notice, like I do, this side has a little less range of motion in the side body. Your body, like an imprint of all the ways that we move, our posture, accidents, injuries that we've had. They're going to affect ranges of motion different side to side. And come on back up. Circle your hands down to your mat. From here, press back down dog. Strong hands. Anchor back through your heels as you lengthen up and back with your hips. Take a full breath in. Big breath out. And take one more like that. Inhale. Exhale. Next, inhale, come to your toes. Bend your knees, look forward, and then walk, step, or hop front of your mat. And make your legs strong here. So press your feet down, hug your inner legs together, and even squeeze your kneecaps up towards your thighs. Keep that. Inhale, lengthen forward, lift halfway. Hands to mat or shins or even thighs. And then pause here. We do this little stopover pose so often throughout practice. But what it's really beneficial for is that axial extension, the length in your spine. So if you scoop your tailbone back and stretch the top of your head forward, you feel that space come into your spine, that length there. Good. Keep that and then fold forward. Maybe bend knees if that feels better. Do one more like that. Lengthen forward, lift halfway. So every time you do this, you can think about getting taller and increasing that space in your spine. Exhale, fold. Bring hands to hips, root down. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, bring your hands together at your heart. And then from that, strengthen your legs. find the length in your spine. Stand tall, open up through your chest. Inhale, reach both arms up overhead. Interlace your fingers, release your index fingers. And keep your legs strong and even lift up through your belly here. Find that support. Reach up through your fingertips. And then just start to lean back a little bit. It doesn't have to be a big, huge back bend, just beginning to create that range of motion. If you have more space, lean back a little bit more, but find the place where it still feels really supportive. You can keep lifting up through your belly. And as you root down through your tailbone, lift up through your chest. It almost feels like we're creating more space in opposite directions. Notice that, well, try to notice that. Back bends often feel like they go right to our low back. If we can stay long in our spine and our side bodies, maybe we can distribute the back bend more evenly throughout the spine. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, side bend to your right. Anchor down through your left foot, reach out through your fingertips. Back to center, inhale, twist, right? All those ranges of motion through the spine, right arm back, left arm forward. Tack your left ribs, left hip back as you look back over your right arm. And inhale, both arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Anchor your feet, lengthen forward, lift halfway. Inhale, get long from crown to tail. Exhale, fold. Keep that length in your spine. Inhale, come all the way up. When you get to the top, interlace your fingers the opposite way. Release your index fingers. Strong legs, reach up, and then just start to tilt back. Find that little bit of back bend motion. Think here about lengthen your spine, lengthen your side bodies to give you more room for your back bend. And so while we can isolate each movement, they also support each other well too. Back up to center, inhale, side bend left, exhale. Root through your right foot, reach out through your fingertips. And back up to center, inhale, sweep your left arm back, right arm forward, twist, and then tack back through right ribs and right hip. So you reach out through your hands and look back. Inhale, both arms back up. Exhale, fold forward. Strong legs, lengthen forward, lift halfway. Think taller each time. Exhale, fold. Plant your hands, step back, plank. Inhale here in high plank. And then exhale, bent knees or straight legs come all the way down. Untuck your toes. Inhale, lift up head, chest, shoulders, cobra pose. Exhale, lower down, stretch back, down dog. Take a breath in, breath out. Inhale, reach your left leg up. Exhale, step through. And bring your right knee down. Reach both arms up overhead, Anjaneyasana. And hug your inner legs in and find that lift through your belly here. With that support, let your hips come forward. And as your hips come forward, then reach your arms up. Lean back a little bit, find the back bend here. Back bend's so great for creating that space along the front line of our body, through the belly, through the chest, through shoulders. Right? But be mindful to not just have the compression in the low back. Stay long through your spine. Hands down, lift your back knee, step back, high plank. Inhale here. Exhale, lower all the way down. Press the tops of your feet. And then from that strength of your spine, lift up cobra pose. Exhale, lower. Stretch back, down dog. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, step through. And back knee down. Inhale, both arms up. It's strong legs. So just create the stability first. Lift through your belly. And then as your hips start to come forward, a little or a lot, reach your upper body up and back. Find that little bit of a back bend here as you stay long through your spine. Hands down, exhale. Lift your back knee, step all the way forward. Inhale, lengthen out, lift halfway, long spine. Exhale, fold. And then take your feet hip width apart here. Take a bend into your knees, and then take your peace sign fingers to your big toes. Right, so you can take a big bend in your knees to get there. And if that's just not working in your body today, you can always do opposite elbows. I mean, whatever amount of forward fold works for you. And then squeeze your legs towards midline. Roll your upper inner thighs back and wide, a little bit more space for the forward fold. Your elbows can come out to the side. And just let the top of your head hang forward. Even here we get a little more length in the spine. You can keep knees bent or start to bring your legs towards straight. And with your next inhale, find your halfway lift, lengthen your spine, straighten your arms. Exhale, fold in, bring your elbows out to the side. Let the top of your head come towards your mat. And one more like that. Press into your feet. Inhale, lengthen forward, straighten your arms. Exhale, fold. Release your hands, bring your hands to your hips. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Take a breath. Reach up, inhale. Fold forward, exhale. Lengthen forward, lift halfway. And sometimes just knowing the purpose of each movement makes it a little more intentional. Exhale, fold. Step your right foot back. And this time, keep your back knee lifted. Inhale, bring both arms up, crescent lunge. Right, so lunges, just like Anjaneya, typically give us a little bit more back bend just by nature. If you want to soften that, you can keep a little bend in the back knee. Feels like okay there, keep your legs straight. I'm going to add in a little movement here, strengthen the legs, lift the upper chest. Take a breath in, and then exhale, cactus your arms, bend your back knee, bring it to hover. And inhale, reach up, straighten your leg. Exhale, bend and hover, and as you come down, lift your chest up, squeeze your shoulder blades together. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend and hover. Inhale, reach up, straighten your back leg. Exhale, fold forward, step back, high plank. Inhale here. Exhale, come all the way down. Untuck your toes, float up, strength of your back, cobra pose. Exhale, lower, stretch up and back, down dog. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, step through. Press down, inhale, come all the way up, crescent lunge. And then settle down into the bend of your front knee. Keep your back leg straight. Even here, you can find that little softness to create more space in your low back. See what works for you. And then take a breath in. Exhale, bend your back knee, cactus your arms. Inhale, straighten. Good, bend and cactus. And as you cactus, lift your chest, find a little back bend. Reach up, inhale. Cactus, exhale. Good, one more time, lift up, inhale. And then hands down, exhale, step all the way forward to the front of your mat. Lengthen forward, halfway lift, inhale. Fold, exhale. Press down, inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, bring your hands together at your heart. Take a breath. Inhale, reach both arms up. Exhale, long spine, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen forward, half lift, crown to tail get long. Exhale, fold, plant your hands, step back, this time to downward facing dog. Okay, bring your big toes together, touch at the back of your mat. And then you can walk your left hand forward just an inch or two. Okay, we're going to come in like we're coming into side plank, but take a variation from there. So roll onto your left hand, outer edge of your left foot. Reach your right arm up, but then step your right foot in front. Okay, root down through your feet, reach up through your arms to start. Take a full breath in, and then as you exhale, lower your left hip down towards your mat and reach your right arm towards the back of your mat. Right, a little funky variation, so if you have to look. Inhale, press into your feet, squeeze your side body to lift up. So you get that strength in the side body. And then exhale, lower, reach your hand back, lower your hip down. And to come up, squeeze from armpit to hip, press into your feet, inhale, come up. And then one more time, exhale, lower down. Good. Inhale, squeeze, lift up. Exhale, pivot your hands, step back, down dog. Take a breath in between sides. And then feet together behind you to start with. Just makes the legs easier to stack. Walk your right hand forward an inch or two. And then roll into right hand outer edge of right foot. Lift your left hand up. Step your left foot in front. Right. Use the strength in your feet, but also think about that side body from armpit to hip that we're going to lengthen and then strengthen. So inhale, and then exhale, come down. Right, there's the length. Reach your hand towards the back of your mat. And then inhale, press into your feet, hug your side body, come up. And exhale, lower. Lift up, inhale. Lower, exhale. Good. Come all the way up. Circle your hands to your mat. Step back, downward facing dog. Take a full breath in. Big breath out. Inhale to your toes. Exhale, bend your knees, look forward, walk, step, or hop front of your mat. Lengthen forward, lift halfway, get tall. Exhale, fold. Root down, inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, hands together at your heart. And then just bring your feet together. Find the focus point for your eyes for balance. Shift your weight to your left foot and bring your right knee up. Okay, flex your foot here so the leg is strong. Take a full breath in. And then exhale, press your foot back, warrior three. Right, you can keep your hands to prayer, back like airplane arms, or reach your arms up overhead. And then root down, left hip to left foot. Keep your spine long. Right? So the idea in warrior three is that it's one long line, that extension from your back heel out through the crown of your head. And that means if your foot's only lifted a few inches, then your upper body just tilts forward slightly. And that they really move in proportion to one another. Right? Instead of sometimes the legs just lifted a little bit, but the upper body's folded way forward. Find that length. Okay, we'll try that second side. Inhale, come back up. And then exhale, foot down. Take a breath. And so we get the length along the back body and the length along the whole body and then strength along the back body. Right foot down, inhale, left leg up. And then press your foot back. Find your arm variation here. Right, so think about this just like a pendulum. The higher the leg lifts, the more forward fold in the upper body. And then lengthen from your heel all the way out through the crown of your head. So lifted through your belly and your low ribs to support your front body. And inhale, stand all the way up, knee up. And then exhale, both feet down. Bring your hands together at your heart. Take a breath. And reach up, inhale. Long spine, fold forward, exhale. Lift halfway, lengthen out through the top of your head. Exhale, fold. Step your left foot back this time. Maybe take your stance just a little bit wider for stability here. Inhale, bring both arms up, crescent lunge. And then as you exhale, you're going to take your right hand, reach around towards the back of your left leg. So you start to get a little bit of side body length on the left side. And then roll your left shoulder, left ribs back. And as you press down through your feet, lift up through the center of your chest and find a little bit of back bend. And inhale, come back to center, reach both arms up. Exhale, bring your hands together at your heart. Take a breath in. Exhale, twist, bring your left elbow across. And keep your inner leg strong. And then find that length here again from heel to crown. Into that space, roll your torso into your twist. And so that length in the spine to give range of motion, space for twist. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, hands down, step all the way forward. And then to step back to switch. So right foot back. Maybe take left foot a little wider. There's a little more stability through that movement. Inhale, bring both arms up overhead. Exhale, bend into your front knee. And then take your left hand, reach around to the back of your right leg. And so here you might notice that side body. Great. Then roll your right shoulder, right ribs back a little bit more. Press down through your feet, lift your chest up, reach your arm up, lean back to find a little back bend. Inhale, reach both arms up. Exhale, bring hands to heart. Take a breath in. Exhale, twist, right elbow across. Strong inner legs, long from heel to crown. And then rotate the center of your chest towards your thumbs. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, bring your hands down to your mat. This time, step back, down dog. Inhale, side forward, high plank. Exhale, lower all the way down. And then to start with here, stretch your arms out in front. Turn your thumbs up to the ceiling. Lengthen your tailbone back to your heels. So create some space in the low back even before the back bend. Bend your right knee. Reach all the way around for your foot. And keep your inner leg strong. Take a full breath out. Inhale, press hand and foot. Lift your right thigh up. And just be mindful that the knee's not traveling way out to the side. Keep some strength coming in towards center line. And you can stay here. This might feel like plenty today. Or float up through left arm, left leg. Really using that strength along the back of your body to support the back bend. Exhale, lower down, release, switch sides. So bend your left leg, take a big circle around, take a hold of your foot. And strong through your low belly, hug your legs in towards center. Then press foot into hand. And maybe stay there with the thigh lifting up, or foot up through right arm, right leg. Again, just watch where the left knee is. Feels like it wants to travel way out. Invite it back in towards center. Exhale, lower down, release your foot, and just take a breath or two. Let your hips move side to side. And then with your hands by your sides, press back, child's pose. Big toes together, knees wide. And let your forehead settle to or towards your mat. Smooth out through your breath. For child's pose gives us a little bit of forward fold action in the spine. And so we're rounding through the back of the body. It's not like a big standing forward fold, but it takes the spine more in that direction. And then press into your hands, stretch back down dog. Inhale, lift to toes. Exhale, bend your knees, look forward. Walk, step, or hop front of your mat. Lengthen forward, lift halfway. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, fold. Root down, inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, bring your hands together at your heart. Reach up, inhale. Bend your knees, sit back, chair pose, exhale. Bring your hands to your heart. Lift your heart up towards your hands so you get some extension in your spine here. It prepares us for the twist. Take a breath in, and then exhale, pivot, left elbow to right leg. Okay, lengthen out through the top of your head. Roll your chest towards your hands. Stay low in your hips. And you can stay here. This might be plenty of range of motion in the twist. Right? Or you can take your right hand to your thigh and start to snuggle your left arm maybe just a little bit further down. That might deepen the twist a little bit for you. Just check in, make sure you have enough breath. And you can stay there or spread your arms out wide. And as you press the back of your left arm into your right leg, resist that. Open up. Good. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, fold. Take your feet hip width again. Bend your knees. And then this time, slide your palms underneath your feet. Or come back to that first variation with peace sign fingers to big toes. Let the top of your head get heavy. Strengthen your inner legs. Roll your upper inner thighs back and wide. And keep your knees bent or move them towards straight. Inhale, lengthen forward, find your half lift, straighten your arms. And then exhale, fold in, elbows to the side. That nice big forward fold. Inhale, lengthen forward, lift halfway. Exhale, fold, elbows to the side, let the top of your head hang. And then unwind your hands from under your feet. Bring your hands to your hips. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, hands together at your heart. Right, so you can keep feet hip width if that feels good for chair pose, or bring your feet together. Inhale, reach both arms up. Exhale, bend your knees, sit back. And then hands to heart. And as your hips stay low, lengthen up through the top of your head. Sometimes it's not a huge movement, it just feels like this energetic space we create. Take a breath in, and then twist, right elbow across to your left. Stay strong through your inner legs, lengthen out through your spine, rotate your chest towards your thumbs. And just see where range of motion is for the twist on this side. You can stay here. You can start to snuggle your left arm a little further, your right arm further down your left leg. And then maybe you stay there with hands to prayer. Or spread arms out wide. Press the back of your arm and your leg into one another. Lengthen your spine and open up in your twist. Inhale, unwind. Exhale, fold. Lengthen forward, lift halfway. Exhale, fold, hands down, step back, plank. Inhale in plank. Exhale, come all the way to your belly. Okay, this time, fold down your asana if it works in your low back. So you have a couple options. You're going to bend your knees, bring your arms long by your side. right? You'll either here lift up through the upper body or reach back, take a hold of your feet. Lengthen out through your tailbone. Keep your inner legs strong. They don't have to touch, just that movement, that engagement towards center. And then inhale, lift up. Right. Sometimes as I lift, the knees start to come a little bit further. Re-engage. And then find the length through the top of your head and length through your side bodies. Right. So that again helps us to distribute the back bend all throughout the spine instead of just into the low back. Take a breath in. And then exhale, unwind, release. Turn your head to one side. Take a couple breaths. And twists and side bends are actually great preparation for back bends. They start to give us that mobility to distribute the back bend more evenly. Okay, one more. Come back to center. Bend your knees. You'll either be here, this bent knee locust, or reach back for your feet. And if you're here and it feels like you have a fair amount of room in your shoulders, you can take a hold of the inner edges of your feet. That'll just change the dynamic a little bit. Lengthen your tailbone back. Inhale, lift up. Long through your spine. Long through your side body, so from hip to armpit. So long side bodies without your shoulders crunching up towards your ears. And so we can curl up through the upper back as well as that kind of natural curve that already comes to the low back. Lower down, exhale, release. Bring your hands by your ribs, stretch back, down dog. And take a full breath in, big breath out. Use down dog here to lengthen through your spine. So as you press your hands down and forward, stretch your hips back. Next, inhale, come to your toes. Exhale, bend your knees, look forward, walk, step, or hop. Anchor your feet, lengthen forward, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Root down, inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, hands together at your heart. Take a breath. And you're going to start here with your feet together. Find your focus point. And then bend your knees, sit back just like you're coming into chair. We're going to add on a little bit from here. Bring your weight into your left foot. And then cross your right ankle on top, figure four. Find your balance. I'll try to do that. Settle low down into your hips. Keep your hands at your heart. And from that bend in your knee and settle of your hips, lengthen up through your spine. Okay, we're going to take a few variations. So first one, stay right here if that feels fine. Right, stay level through your hips. Sometimes that right hip wants to drop down. Or begin to twist. Can take your right elbow somewhere along your shin, your ankle, or even to the sole of your foot. Again, lengthen out through your spine. And then rotate your chest towards your thumbs. We have to get all those ranges of motion while we explore the balance. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, fold forward. Here's where blocks, if you have them, might be nice for a little extra height or support. You can keep a deep bend into your left knee or bring a little bit straighter if that feels like the right place for your hip. Wherever you're at, just take a few breaths. Use right hand to right foot. Unwind, bring both feet down, fold forward. Bring hands to hips, root down into your feet. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, hands together at your heart. Okay, second side, bend your knees, sit back. Weight to your right foot. and then cross, left ankle, left ankle, right knee. Level out through your hips. And as you sit low, lengthen your spine, open your chest. Take a breath in. Choose stay here or twist. Left elbow along the shin, ankle, or to the sole of your foot. Lengthen out through the crown of your head. And then twist. Rotation of the spine. Move your chest towards your thumbs. Inhale, unwind. Exhale, fold forward. Blocks if that feels better. Right knee bent or straight. Just looking for a little stretch in the outer hips wherever you get that. Plus, we get the forward fold action of the spine. Left hand to left foot, unwind. Guys, from here, take your feet out wider. Settle your hips down to squat. Bring your hands together in prayer. And then as you let your tailbone drop down, lengthen up through the top of your head. And take a couple breaths. Just notice how things feel. Ranges of motion through your spine. Things that maybe we've woken up a little bit. And then release your hands. You can use your hands behind you. Come all the way down to a seat. If you want the supportive blanket, block, whatever you've got, do that. And then with your legs out straight, flex your feet. Roll your inner thighs down. We're going to take Paschimottanasana, forward fold, which on the outside looks really simple, right? It's not a big, huge, twisty, pretzel-y pose, but requires that length in the side body, the extension of the spine, and that range of motion to fold forward. And so anchor your seat, lengthen, and then fold. Wherever your stopping point is, stay there. And let's do this. You can get just a little more length. Back out a little bit, inhale. Lengthen out through the top of your head. So there's that same action as halfway lift over and over again. And then exhale, fold back in. Do that a couple times. Lengthen out, inhale. Also back out, then lengthen, and then fold just a little bit more. One more back out, just an inch or two. And as you anchor your seat, stretch the crown of your head towards your toes, then fold. And if it's okay, let your chin drop towards your chest. Allow a little bit of rounding to come into the back, but not before we've kind of eked out every little bit of length first. The length might get you a little bit more into the forward fold. And just take a few more breaths here. And then walk yourself back up. Slide off of your support, scoot forward, and then come all the way down onto your back. Good. Once you get there, bring your legs out straight. Reach your arms up overhead. Let's walk your heels over to the right side. Slide your upper body over to the right as well. So one last side body stretch. Take a hold of your left wrist with your right hand, and maybe even stack left ankle on right. Let your left ribs roll down towards your mat. And so we take out the twist to get a little more side body. And come back to center. Take a full stretch at center. And then walk your heels to your left. Scoot your upper body to your left as well. Take a hold of your right wrist. And then stack right ankle on left. Roll your right ribs down. And so as you start to notice maybe within these ranges of motion where there might be a little constriction or limitation, less on one side or the other, they're great things you can start to work with in your own practice, right? Or just little stretches throughout the day. Sometimes we're so balanced, or we try to be so balanced in our practice, that it doesn't always give us a chance to really focus on, like, bringing those places that are out of balance, giving them a little bit more attention. Come back to center, stretch out through your arms, reach out through your legs, take a full breath in. And then exhale, release, Shavasana. And let your body take up some space here. Your feet come wide, hands to belly or arms by your side. And as you close your eyes and just start to settle in. Bring your attention to that whole length of your spine. See how it feels now. What feels strong, awake, or flexible. And we do this on our mat, work ourselves through all these ranges of motion so that we really have this strength, stability, and suppleness off our mat. We can twist and bend for all the ways that we need to throughout the day. And then just release breath, soften body as you rest these last few moments here. If you have more time to stay and rest, please do. If you're ready to come out, take some deeper breaths. And then reach your arms up overhead, take a full stretch. Draw your knees towards your chest, roll to your side. From there, press yourself all the way back up to sitting. Bring your hands together at your heart. And anchor your seat. Sit tall, find the extension, and then bow your head to your heart. Thank you so much for taking the time to practice today. Namaste.